You know, I feel like I'm gonna puke. I swear I do. In the movie Under Siege, it was interesting. Tommy Lee Jones was in it, I believe. But that's neither here nor there. So this is a film, which is reality, of course. All film is reality. And in this reality, which is very real, like the movie Air Force One with Harrison Ford, etc., etc., Gary Oldman, which also played in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I love that movie, White House Down, but I can't see it because I don't got enough money. I need $12. Someone who I don't know at all said that when they did a recent diagnostic on Air Force One, the one that the President normally uses, the communication system, what happened was they tweaked it in a certain way to make it, emit a signal, a constant beep, 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 which is not on the radar at all. I mean, in other words, no one even knows that where this signal, no one knows the frequency, no one knows anything about it, except the terror group that's tracking the President's plane right now as he proceeds, him and his family, on Air Force One to go to Andrews Air Force Base and therefore the White House. Return to D.C. from Africa. Anyway, according to this information, which is, I'd say, very reliable, the arms, that is the weapon that they plan to employ, is a 203 millimeter cannon, which they have somehow been able to put into a stretch jet, sort of like an MD-81 or a 737. I don't know. It's a very long aircraft jet, formerly used by a cargo company such as FedEx or UPS. Anyway, and then in this plane, there are terrorists that have are able to track and parallel the path the President takes in his journey back to D.C. He's supposed to arrive at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which would be 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, where I'm at in Seattle. But the way they plan to work it, at first I thought that it was going to be a simple, single shot from this cannon, directed sort of in a precise way toward Air Force One to knock it out of the sky. A 203 millimeter cannon is a big cannon. Anyway, they're going to fire through the fuselage. But it turns out, oddly enough, they have set up a trio of 203 millimeter cannons. That is, three basically bracketed together. And what they're going to do, rather than just rely on the single shot, they're going to fire all three cannons, and within less than a second of each other. Now, of course, this will break the fuselage of the aircraft they're in, but this way they have a better chance of bringing down the President's aircraft, and therefore killing the President and everyone aboard. Today, of course, is February 28th, 2012, and I am in Seattle, Washington. Anyway, I'm high as a kite. No, I'm not. Oh my God! Somebody's trying to hit me. But anyway, that being said, when and if they get close enough, and I mean, a 203 millimeter cannon can fire a great distance. in a fairly flat trajectory. So, I mean, they could theoretically, I mean, sort of slant the aircraft. I mean, assuming they're shooting from the rear of the aircraft, they could kind of like put the aircraft in that kind of attitude, and then loft. I mean, using somewhat precise calculations, the shells toward the president's aircraft. It's like Star Wars kind of shit. I mean, it would be incredibly complicated, but still could be done. But they have to be within range of the president's aircraft. That means they have to be able to track the aircraft. And they can because of this, according to this reliable source, which evidently comes from Australia, of all places. Queensland, I think. They can track the aircraft and know where it's going and get a better idea of where to go to be in close proximity sufficiently so to fire their weapons and do their damage. Now, if you believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn that I'd like to sell you for $1 million. You ever see Beverly Hillbillies TV show? There was Schaefer. Now the Schaefer, of course, the Schaefer is with you. If the Schaefer is with you, then be cautious, because someone who evidently, for some reason, is the only one that can do the diagnostic on the particular aspect of the communication system, is the one that's constantly fiddling with it. But you can't detect them because they're resistant to normal investigative practices like polygraphs and whatnot. It's like they've been hypnotized. Yeah, a very deep hypnosis. So they don't even know that they're doing it. But anyway, you don't want this to happen, right? Obviously, I mean, if you're with the Secret Service or the FBI or, I don't know, the Jesuits. You like the Jesuits? I like them. You don't want that to happen. So what you got to do is you got to keep track of aircraft, make sure that you're aware of where they are, and I guess you should get some basic information about a 203 millimeter cannon. Also look for the possibility they may be using a propellant that would be stronger than normal to increase the range of the cannons. And I don't know. And try to find out who's monkeying with the president's plane. I mean, really. I mean, you know, the devil's in the details always. And that being said, I am the devil, and I'm here to help everybody that I want to help, and people I don't want to help, I don't give a good goddamn. So anyway, signing off is Operations Officer Windfall. I know you're never going to pay me. You're just going to make me live on fucking coffee and biscuits or something. Right? Coffee and cakes. And that's what I promised to work for you for. I signed up for the work for the CIA on November 11th, 2008. I'll strike that. November 9th, 2008. I was hired on October 5th, 2009. Hey, how you doing? This is your devilish brother, sister, mother, father. And look at that shit. Holy crap. Yeah, if you hear me now, then you know exactly what I'm saying. This is a real deal. This is no movie. This is not the Zapruder film. Something else.